Hi, it's Alaska Granny. I wanted to share with you some of my thoughts on frugal living and how it relates to prepping, being prepared for an uncertain future. A lot of people think that being frugal means that you are going without, that you're struggling, that life is no fun, and that isn't what it means at all. Frugality means that you're making the most of your resources, of your time, and your possessions. You want to use things mindfully and consciously. Being frugal to me means making conscious decisions on how to spend your money, how to spend your time, what kind of possessions do you want, and how do you care for those possessions. It isn't about going without, it's about making the most of what we have. I only have so much time and energy, and I want to make the most of it, use it to the best of my ability so that I can get the most enjoyment out of my time and my life's energy. I want to use my time and my belongings efficiently. I want to prioritize what are the most important things that I need, what do I want, and how can I achieve that in a frugal way. It's important that we prioritize our needs over our wants, that we look at the resources that we do have and we figure out how to use them the most efficiently, the most effectively, and to get the most out of our belongings and the time that we spend utilizing those items. The whole point of life is to find contentment in the days that we have. And to me, that can mean just looking at things simplistically, figuring out what do I need, how do I provide that, how can I stretch the things that I have. That can give us more control over the limited amount of things that we might have, but it also, if we limit the unconscious spending and the frivolous spending, then it allows us to have the money and the resources for things that may be special that we really do want in the future. You may have thought that buying some big item or going on some big trip or spending time in a vacation spot with your family is never going to be affordable to you. If you look at your day-to-day decisions, you figure out how to live below your means and within your means, and then you are frugal because of the simplicity that you're choosing, then you may have extra money left to meet those other goals. There's also ways then that we look at how can we get more for our money, how can we get more out of our time, and sometimes then that helps us to take a look in a different direction, and we pivot a little bit on what our hopes, dreams, and goals might be, and then before you know it, you have found a way to bring those goals to fruition in just maybe a little different way. And we can come up with new solutions, new dreams that we can end up achieving. Try challenging your perspective of what is necessary and what is excess. Before you go to the grocery store, go through your pantry, go through your refrigerator and your freezer. What things do you already have on hand? Is there a way that you can stretch those into more meals, which allows you to spend a few dollars less when you go to the grocery store? When you do get to the store, look over the items that are on sale. Could that be something that you can substitute for something that's on your list? Try to plan your meals and have a goal for how much money you're going to spend, what items you choose to buy, and then what bargains or prepping supplies that you want to look for and maybe add in when your budget allows. One of the ways to test your resilience is to discover creative solutions to problems that we have. Are you running out of money before you run out of month? Maybe look over the things that you have, figure out how to make them stretch a little farther. Maybe there's some things in your budget that aren't absolutely necessary, something you could cancel, something you could delay, something you could cut back on, and then little by little you're finding new ways to adjust what you do have, the resources that you have, to suit the things that you really need and want. And everybody can find an extra dollar if they really look hard in their budget. You need to just really question the things that you're buying. Do you really need them? Is there a way you can get it for less? Is there a way you could postpone it for a week so that you can then gather more money with your next paycheck? Is there something that you can substitute? Always be looking for ways to be creative and resilient and still have the things you need. And don't think of it as, oh no, I can't have that, I'm really going to be suffering. Think about ways creatively that you can still provide those things, that it can fit into the budget that you actually have. When we live within our budget, we're not stressed out over how am I going to pay for things in the future? What am I going to do if things become worse? And as preppers, that's something that keeps a lot of us awake at night, is that we're concerned about an uncertain future. Things are becoming harder. So it's important, no matter how much money you have, to think about spending it meaningfully. Be mindful in how you spend your money and be frugal. It means to make the most of it, not to go without, but to make things that you buy, spend your money on, really be what matters to you, and stretch those dollars to get the most for your money. It can actually become kind of a challenge that can be a little bit enjoyable. When we're frugal and we make important decisions that help us make the most of our life with the things that we have, we actually can find that we thrive, that we can find joy in the everyday decisions, in the small things in life. It doesn't have to be a big outing to an expensive place for us to have an enjoyable time. We can go for a walk in the park. We can go for a less expensive meal out. We can find discount days at, say, the museum, or go to the library and check out a book rather than the bookstore and buy one. There are lots of ways that you can pivot your thinking into frugality, which helps you still have very enjoyable times, which allows you to thrive and do the things that you want, but it doesn't have to be at the expense of going into debt, going outside of your budget, or that you just have to deprive yourself because you can't afford this thing that you want. Find a way to make it happen on a budget or a more thrifty or frugal way. It's important that we appreciate the things that we have. We can have joy in a meal that we provided for ourselves and our families that we share together. It doesn't have to be a big expensive meal at a fancy restaurant. It just needs to be something that we can enjoy together. Look for the comfort of cozying up on the couch with some fluffy blankets, cuddling together with those you care about, and maybe watching a movie or having a game night, playing things together at home that you already have. Using the craft supplies you have, see what you can put together and come up with something creative. We don't have to spend money to have an enjoyable time. We don't need a new craft, a new movie, or an outing. We can look over the things we have at home and try to figure out how we can use those creatively so that we can create memories. We can build family relationships and those with our friends as well. We don't have to spend money to do those things. We just need to use our imagination and the things that we already have on hand. A frugal lifestyle doesn't mean struggle. It means finding joy in simplicity, in the things that we have, counting our blessings, finding joy in friendship, camaraderie, and the simplest things in life that can really show you the beauty of life, the beauty of the earth, the fun of friendship and family. Doesn't have to cost money. And sometimes the best, most valuable lessons that we have in life are with things that we do, not things that we buy. So leave us in the comments below. What are some frugal tips and suggestions? What are some meaningful ideas and perhaps activities that you've done that have helped you find a frugal lifestyle and still have joy in your life and not feel like you're struggling, you're budgeting, you're going without? Because nobody wants to have that kind of a mindset, and we don't have to. We want to make conscious decisions to enjoy the things that we have, be thankful for those things, and most importantly, to find in our heart the peace of mind that we're living the best life possible. That's what I want. That's why I try to be frugal, and that's why I'm also a prepper. I'm preparing for things to get hard. Even on a little bit of money, I can still provide for an uncertain future that will provide things that I need so that life will be more smooth for every single day that I have. I hope you'll like my video, share my video, and please subscribe to the Alaska Granny channel.